It's been an really interesting experience actually, and I think what it's done is it's given us a much better insight into sort of clients, what they're after, what they want, what they want out of the service that we provide. Some things we might have thought were important turn out not to be as important than other things, and it's allowed us to take specific action to address immediate issues where we might not have otherwise come across those issues, and also apply some thought longer term into what people are asking for and what the patterns are, and develop our strategy over time, which has been really useful. And I think from a pioneer's perspective, it's sort of set ourselves apart from all our competitors, really. So, clients like being asked their opinion about stuff, so they feel valued, and we can follow on into other things as well. It allows us in the short term to deal with, if you like, tactical issues that are of importance to clients, things that are annoying them, and in our parlance, sort of red flag things that we can, when they're identified, it means the next day somebody can deal with a client and address. And I've absolutely no doubt that we have retained clients that we might otherwise have not expanded or may well have moved on from us as a consequence of that. And and again, it allows us to, in a more positive way, in the short term, address desires or requirements. The best example we have actually is a constant client demand for microwaves, which we had resisted for years, and the demand from clients was so much that we sort of assented and allowed them to sort of to go on and to introduce those. And then in the longer term, what it's done is it's fed into our staff development plans, and also allowed us to develop other products and services. And undoubtedly our networking organisation, Mingle, has come out of an increasing demand from clients for more networking, more activities and that's come out of survey work that we've done. And so that's all been very positive. The client survey side, which ties into the Institute of Customer Service work that we do, and the training, and it's all based actually, or it feeds into our staff training. And so the client survey work has become an annual and a semi-annual, in some cases, work that we've done. We're all very open with it. It's fed right down through to the staff, and so they see what the issues are. They see scores for their centres. We benchmark and report against the centres, so they all know exactly how they're doing against each other, and it develops a bit of competition. And we also feeds into staff remuneration. So bonuses are based on achieving certain hurdles, and so as a consequence, there's a direct financial impact. Not materially, but there is an impact on achieving certain targets for that of those surveys. I mean, certainly from a positive side, we've certainly learnt the value of it, and we've learnt the value from getting regular client feedback. I think one of the biggest lessons probably is the need to do it regularly and consistently and keep coming back to it. I think we dropped it for a period probably in the recession, and actually that put us back in this whole process in terms of continuous improvement. And so, you've just got to invest in it really and continue it. The positives have gone down into the staff and their behaviour, and there's undoubtedly benefited us. The negative side perhaps is, and this is a balancing point, which is that as a consequence of this and a consequence of the reaction perhaps to client issues, you can sometimes swing the other way, and everything is about the customer is absolutely always right all the time. And one needs to be a little bit aware that you need to pull that back sometimes, and so it's a fine balance. There's absolutely no doubt the positives outweigh any negatives, and there are very few in any instance. We've undoubtedly kept clients or built on client relationships as a consequence of immediate issues that we've identified and been able to resolve. It's allowed us to improve our service in terms of service offering, often at very little cost, frankly, and in terms of delivering things that people ask for or want, or at very little cost to business. And that is all. And then from the employment side, that's fed into employees and employee welfare and employee performance, which is critical to delivering the customer service side. And all of those put together have absolutely no doubt made a difference to reputation and our positioning and profile in the industry. So we have a position as a very customer service and client service focused business and employee friendly organisation, and that feeds to how our introducers deal with us and how the clients and the reputation we have. So no doubt that those have an impact on the overall business, and we do better as a result. And we recently introduced it when we did the merger with Serviced Office Group. We recently introduced it into the Serviced Office Group centres, and that's been very useful because it allowed us to benchmark the whole business and then move on for next year and make sure we've improved. We apply, it's a very similar process in terms of sort of third-party survey, and what it's allowed to do is get some honest feedback from staff about things that work and don't work, and inevitably pay is always the biggest issue, but actually there's plenty of other things that we can deal with at relatively little cost, and those feed into client service, because if we're going to be exceptional at customer or client service, we need good quality, happy, motivated staff, and if we can deal with the output from the employee surveys, that allows us to move on and deliver on that. So it's part of the whole package really, and one feeds into the other. The independence, as a general point, is very important because it allows clients and staff, in the context of employee surveys, to be entirely honest when they recognise that it's an independent. And I think that's valuable when they see that we're also investing. And then, our relationship with Accelerate has been one that's built over many years, and the knowledge they have in our sector and the way we work has fed into them being quite proactive about what we need, how we deliver things, and the team are very flexible as to when we do things. It's been a very positive experience for our perspective, and will continue to be.